Welcome to NGC News, your monthly update on NorthGate Life. If you want information, impartation, inspiration, then you're tuned in to the right place. NGC News, accurate and impactful, shaping destiny, fulfilling purpose.
Welcome to the final installment of NGC News for the year 2020. This year has presented us all with many new experiences. The COVID-19 pandemic has provided us with both challenges and opportunities. Now, we have a special edition of NGC News for you today. For the first time, we have a teacher's edition.
At NorthGate College, one of our sayings is that circumstances are neutral. It is your response to them that make the difference. There is no better situation in which this can be applied than the decision to have a positive outlook on the stay at home as a result of the global pandemic. Let's hear how our teachers discovered the brighter side of staying at home.
A major change for me since working from home has been learning how to prioritize. I quickly learned that I could not complete a long list of tasks every day. So I learned how to focus on the most important thing that needed to be done at any point in time and arrange everything else from there. That way, I was able to manage both my home and work responsibilities without being too stressed.
Working from home has allowed me to improve and increase my organizational skills. You see, virtual school requires a good bit of background work, and even more than normal physical in-person school. It requires a good bit of background work. Therefore, in order to be ready for my classes, in order to grade assignments, in order to do the reviews that are all digital now, requires a lot more organization to get this done, and that's how virtual school has assisted me.
One of the positive changes in me, just as a person because of online school, is that I get to exercise almost every single day. And this has been really great in my adult life. Going to work, this has never happened, and that's been really wonderful. And another benefit is I get to spend a lot of time with my doggies. This is Patches. So it's been pretty fun. I'm enjoying it.
At NorthGate College, we always emphasize the importance of holistic development. And during this time at home, I was able to put some effort and structure into my fitness routine. I started cycling, and I really used the opportunity to get up early and engage in a morning workout before I go to class. And this practice is something I want to take with me into the new year.
Working from home this year has definitely brought its challenges in terms of balancing work life and my home environment, being a teacher and being a mother, knowing how and when to do what. But as the year progressed, I was more and more aware of myself, trusting the process of life, trusting my work as a teacher and what it entails, and definitely mastering the art of being still, knowing that God is in control. And this has been the most rewarding part of this year for me as a person, as an individual, as well as a teacher. I really must say that I have grown in that way.
I'm sure that you will agree that our teachers are champions. Sometimes we even call them superheroes. The Avengers have nothing on them. But even a superhero has things he or she has to battle. So let's see how our teachers face their challenges in this new normal.
Teaching online was challenging with regard to meeting the hour to accomplish a lesson. Preparation included rehearsing every step of every activity, including anticipating how long it would take students to do tasks. Once that was finished in the class while executing the lesson, I would then keep my eye on the clock, tracking all our activities and ensuring that we were able to meet all the objectives in the given time frame.
As a teacher who prefers being in class with my students, giving you practical work, watching you try things out and learn from doing. Being in this current context, I've had to change the way that I teach, and that has been a challenge. I've had to come up with new techniques, new types of activities, and new ways of teaching that would help us all get the best out of the things that we have to do now in this context.
Hi, NorthGate College. So one of the challenges for me was that face-to-face interaction, just being able to be in your presence and feed off of the energy of you guys. And so what I did, I made a conscious effort to interact with you guys before and during classes.
There have been quite a few surprises and discoveries made during the year 2020. I mean, this time last year, who would have thought that we would have an entire virtual school? Let alone a virtual graduation, opening ceremony, parent meetings, and closing ceremony. Let's hear some of the things that surprised our teachers the most in NGC Virtual.
What surprised me most about virtual school was the ease at which both students and staff alike have adjusted to this new normal. And in my artsy case, the discovery of how talented NGC students really are.
Virtual schooling has surprised me in the way that it has created the opportunity and the time for me to check on my students' work and to provide more detailed and meaningful feedback. And it has introduced me to some very useful tools that I can now use to track my students' progress.
I think I was definitely surprised by how quickly students were able to transition to online schooling. There was no drop-off at all, and in some instances, there were students who would be very, very reserved in a brick-and-mortar system, and they were so full of life, always contributing, asking questions, submitting work on time. And the development that you saw in those students, that was the thing that really struck me.
Hi everyone. Seeing that last year's virtual experience was almost like a shock. I was pleasantly surprised that this term allowed me to accomplish more with my time. So I was able to spend more time with my family, covering all of my planned content with all of my classes. I got to cook and bake more, as well as I got time to be more physical by walking on afternoons.
There were so many things that I was concerned about starting virtual school, but I think the thing that surprised me the most, pleasantly so, was the fact that we were able to cover so much work for the term. I was concerned that I would never be able to finish all the work that we had to cover, especially for the 5th formers and the 6th formers. But now, even though we haven't got everything finished, we have actually been able to get a lot of work done within each 1 hour period, and I'm really, really grateful for that. And so even though virtual school, there are the downsides, that was a very, very pleasant surprise.
Our teachers have poured a lot into us this term, so we thought that we would challenge them to tell us in one word or phrase what they hope we have learned. Let us hear what they have to say. Here are their last words to us for December 2020.
One thing I hope our students developed this term is the determination to push past the point of fear and frustration and to keep trying until they succeed.
My words of advice would be to understand that procrastination is a vicious cycle. So one missed deadline will lead to another, and it has a snowball effect. So guys, please have the discipline to stay on top of things.
One lesson that I hope students would have learned this term is perseverance.
I hope that NorthGate students have learned the importance of being flexible. Flexible in terms of being able to quickly adapt to new situations, but more importantly, flexible in terms of pushing yourself out of your comfort zone.
Carpe diem. Seize the day. Don't let tomorrow be another what if day for you.
Hi students, I hope you have learned to max out the season. Make full use of it, don't waste it. Paul in Philippians 4:11 said he's learned to be quite content whatever his circumstances. Content means a state of peaceful happiness. So focus on the positive. Make full use of this season of time so when it is over, you can look back and say, I have no regrets.
What an episode this has been. We learned how the teachers navigated their challenges and made the best of this online term. And for us students, we learned that just like Noah, God has a set path for us even in the midst of crisis. I am Amari Jan. Good morning.